Hey guys, Aaron here with Functional Aesthetics in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So today in this video I want to talk a little bit about functional aesthetics. So I'm going to start incorporating some calisthenics movements into my workouts. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I really believe calisthenics are a great way to maintain functionality, which is really the name of the game here at Functional Aesthetics, is that you want to not only have a aesthetically pleasing physique, but you also want to maintain your functionality and athleticism as much as possible. Now, granted, to achieve your full potential either athletically or aesthetically, you're going to have to train more specifically to either one of those. But for my purposes and what I enjoy, I would rather have the, maybe 75% of the best of all worlds, maintain good flexibility, mobility, and athletic ability, as well as having that nice aesthetic physique. And if you look at a lot of these calisthenics athletes, people who do a lot of calisthenics, they all have great aesthetic physiques anyway. They're not overly huge or bulky or anything like that, but they can handle their body well, great in space. And so that's kind of what we're shooting here for. So now that the summer's coming up, spring is here, got warmer weather coming up here in Wisconsin, I'm going to try to be doing, practicing some calisthenics at outdoor parks and things like that, as well as here at the gym as much as possible with the limited amount of calisthenics related type equipment that I have. And so for today's video, I'm going to start out doing some inverted rows here using the barbell on the squat rack to do that, and then probably go into combining that with maybe some one-arm dumbbell snatches or and a couple other regular weightlifting type movements. So we'll get into the video. So my strength gave out a little bit there, so I'm going to modify it a little bit here because I still want to get a couple more reps in there. Still got a little energy, but the strength isn't quite there to get the required amount of reps. So I'm going to drop this down a little bit and do some modifications of this to squeeze in those last couple reps. Alright, so I've dropped the bar down another rung, and I'm just going to have it so my feet are on the ground. I'm going to keep one leg elevated like I was before, and the other leg is going to be bent, foot planted on the ground, make it a slightly easier exercise than having both feet elevated. And squeeze out another 4 or 5 reps. Well, I spent so much time talking and resting that I was actually able to get quite a few more reps than I thought. So on to the next one, let's do some one-arm dumbbell snatches, combining that power with the compound movement here in our inverted row. Go maybe 5 on each side. It's also a great cardio workout, good for conditioning workout too, because when you're doing the row, you're also working the core to stabilize yourself, provided you're not sagging too much. Also with the one-arm dumbbell snatch, you're getting some good leg power in there, getting the glutes, getting the back, arms, also a little bit of core there, stabilize side to side. So great conditioning workout, help you get leaner as well as maintaining those muscles. Okay, so after doing those one-arm dumbbell snatches, I'm feeling good to go for actually doing barbell snatch. Can't go quite as heavy with the barbell snatch because it's a bilateral movement, power movement. Just like when you're doing like single arm presses, you can use a little bit, get a little bit more force in there, tilt your body a little bit, get more weight up there. Same thing kind of with the one arm dumbbell snatch. Just I find it's a little bit easier to get that weight up there. So the one arm dumbbell snatch, I've done as high as like 90 pounds for the one arm dumbbell snatch, but maybe 135 is like the top that I could do for a regular barbell snatch. So anyway, I'm gonna get in here, do this, and then I think I might follow it up with a drop set, doing some single leg Romanian deadlifts, kind of working the similar movement pattern there, but just kind of hit the back of the legs a little bit more, and then maybe follow that up with some pull-ups. But we'll see how it goes, see how I'm feeling after this set. And one more thing before I get into the set, in a lot of my videos you might see that I'm doing a lot of power type training, snatches, cleans, things like that. The reason I do that is because I feel like, especially if you have a job that's, like if you have say if you're a construction worker or something like that, if you're doing more manual type labor, you know, you're already almost getting those functional type movements in. You're getting a lot of that calorie burn throughout the day. However, I feel like I just feel better personally if I do some power movements and then kind of supplement it with some bodybuilding, more isolation, body part specific movements to kind of complement the more athletic style of training. And that's kind of why I do it. And I like to add in on my, with the barbell snatch, try to go into that full squat too. It's a great way to help improve your posture. Get a great stretch here in that coracobrachialis, chest muscles a little bit, helps push those shoulders down and back. Problem that is really easy to get, especially with in today's modern way of living and everything. So sometimes maybe just use a little bit lighter weight or something, pop it up there, go into a deep squat, hold it for a little bit just to stretch yourself out a little bit. Another tip for when you're doing that snatch, make sure breathing is critical. It'll drastically affect the amount of weight you're allowed to get up there, how quickly you fatigue when you're doing the exercise, if you get your breathing in timing with the exercise. So that's why a lot of times after I get done with one set, I like to do these scooping breaths, really open up that rib cage, expand the chest cavity, get a lot of oxygen in there, help you recover for that next workout. Also, taking that deep breath and then exhaling as you're popping it up, taking it, once you get it up there, taking another deep breath, feel it expand, hold it for a second, let it back down. And especially if you're trying to do the squat overhead, if you get the breathing wrong, and say for example, you go down and you're exhaling as you're going down rather than inhaling as you're going down, it's going to kind of contract the abdominals a little bit, make you feel like you're tipping forward a little bit too much. So definitely focus on the breathing, help you get a lot more reps in, do a lot better in your work there. All right, one or two more of this. I'm doing pretty good with it. Got 110 pounds on right now, which is pretty good for me for doing for reps. So. And if you are going for a heavier weight and you got some mats, I don't have mats right now, so I don't want to drop the weight. But yeah, if you you can get a little bit more weight in there if you flip it up there and then just drop it, because you don't have to control the eccentric motion as you bring it down. Now on the flip side of that, great posterior shoulders, upper back, eccentric workout there, controlling that movement of that weight coming back down there. So I think had enough of this one. I'm going to move on to the next exercise, which, as I said, I'm going to do some one-leg Romanian deadlifts. Love those for getting a good stretch of the hamstrings, and then also athletic style movement. Helps balance in here, stability on one leg, with also having that ability to extend your hips, which is great for sports and just general athleticism. So get into those, and then probably throw in some pull-ups after that. Decided before I throw in the one-leg Romanian deadlifts, need a little bit of that stretch in the hip flexors, which I love doing these split squats for getting that, as well as great for the quads, glutes in the bottom as well. And then, as promised, one-leg Romanian deadlifts. So I've found that doing some stretching in between my sets here, also coupled with that deep breathing, can kind of almost give me the same effect as going and doing some steady state cardio. Now granted, it's not going to give you like hours worth of that, but a lot of times when I'm short on time and everything, I've been working all day on different projects or whatever, spend a lot of time sitting down. I get into my weightlifting workouts, I just feel stiff. I feel like I just don't have the elasticity in my muscles and everything. And so as I'm getting started here, doing some of the stretching with the deep breathing for certain muscles that are feeling like they got that energy in there, but it's just needing to be released. I do that, and it just helps me, like, I feel more relaxed. I feel like I get more strength into the sets, more power, and everything like that. I think there might be actually a term for that, maybe like metabolic stretching or something, but that's something that I'm going to be looking into a little bit more. I just kind of found that it helps me out. I don't know if there's actually a scientific basis for it or not, but give it a try. Let me know what you think, and are there any like workout methods or anything like that that you maybe thought up on your own or whatever that you're trying that seem to help you? Leave me a comment in the comment section below, and we'll get on to our next exercise. All right, so again, as I said, I was going to throw in these pull-ups here. I still have a little bit of instability in my shoulder just because I can't completely lay off the lifting. I like to get a little bit of stuff done and everything, but I'm not doing a whole lot of pull-ups all the way to the top just because a little sore in that still a little bit sore in that shoulder from that AC joint sprain I had a while back, and so I still don't want to stress it out too much. So just probably do more scapular rows than anything, but maybe throw a couple full pull-ups in there as well. And as I've said in some other videos too, if you're trying to work on kind of balancing out that lower cross syndrome that you can tend to develop, especially if you're doing just a lot of, posterior chain exercises like I like to do, deadlifts, snatches, things like that, and you're not training your glutes a ton, those exercises do to a certain extent, but also need to get those abs worked as well. So I find it's a great way to straighten out my lower back as well as work the abs here. Just doing a hang. I also stretch out this, which can help with the upper cross syndrome, relaxing those chest muscles to help your shoulders be able to roll back. It'll help you with the snatch as well, get more extension there. So I hang from here, bend the knees with a wide grip, and it helps stretch out those chest muscles, strengthen the abdominals isometrically. All right, and so now to kind of round out this circuit, going to work on those a little bit more isolation. Still dynamic though, just working the posterior shoulder capsule here, working on that external rotation in a diagonal fashion here. Good for the rotator cuff, posterior deltoid. You work a little bit of the anterior as you come across the front, but just kind of hit the shoulders from all the different angles. Since it is more of an isolation exercise, it does not use as much energy as those heavier compound movements and everything, so that's why I keep it towards the end of my workout when I'm more tired, work those smaller muscles, more isolated fashion, and everything like that. So this is what I call a diagonal raise, and so I get my resistance band here. You might have seen it in some of my other videos, but crossing down and then externally rotating as I come up. So this also works the obliques a little bit too, because you're rotating your torso out, but it also ties the obliques in with the arms and the posterior shoulder girdle. And as always, make sure on that eccentric portion of your movement, breathing in, let it stretch out a little bit. Taking a deep breath, exhale, bring it back. Pause for a second, bring it back down. So you want to pause, let it squeeze a little bit, bring it back down. Alrighty y'all, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, you can send them to the email address in the link below, as well as any requests for videos on any questions you might have, fitness or just health in general related. Also have a pretty strong nutrition background, although I don't put it in a lot of these videos. Planning to do that sometime in the near future. If you like the video, be sure to like it, share it with any friends that you think might benefit from the information in the video, and if you'd like to see more content like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we'll see you all next time for more health and fitness related information. Thanks guys for watching. See y'all later.